investors. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Tuesday, the 22nd of April. The Dow is up 614 at 38,783. Good action, but if you look at the actual chart of the S&P, which is broken above yesterday's gap down high and is up 82 at 5240, that's quite good. If you look at the QQQ, which is the the QQQ, which is the Invesco QQQ Trust Series, is the NDX 100, trading at the high of the day, up 8.83 at 441.94, trying to fill the gap. If you're looking at the IWM, which is not as good, it's up 295 at 185.70, kind of struggling. I want to go to the SMHs. The SMHs are very weak, up 357 at 191.50. And this is the reason why I say to subscribers, this is such an important session. Let me just go through this, because other times when we've got to this dreaded H pattern, what is the dreaded H? Let's see right here. When we've got to this particular pattern where the price, I look at three patterns, straight up, straight down, that's one. Cup formation, that's two. Arch formation, that's three. And a mix of 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. That's all the charts are really made of. And then you can look at many other things. Look, here's the dreaded H, where it comes down and it goes to a peak A or a B, and then it fails and it takes out the left side low. You can go a lot lower. Well, this is the same thing right here, where it went from 40,661 on the 13th of March to 42,821, and then fails and took it out and just gapped right down. This time I said, let's see what's happening, because the technicals are very weak. However, there is a little bit of strength in the sense that the MACD and the stochastic are not where they were before. The on-balance volume is extremely oversold. That should be a turnaround situation. We'll see what happens here. But this is the H pattern, and they're called the dreaded H, because if we take out the left side low, that's very important, because it can go a lot lower. You can go more than 1 to 1 to the downside. But if you hold, and this is fascinating, let me take you to this particular chart right here. This is what I show my subscribers every day. I've shown them that in the H pattern, we have a Chapman wave inside wedge, dashed pink, target resistance line, or support line. And we hit it exactly yesterday and said, if by today, that's Tuesday, or tomorrow, we actually come down even sharper, we take that out, we can go all the way back to the 36,611 low of the 7th of April. Well, it's really important we're having this rally. By the end of the day, it'll be fantastic if we can close above the close of yesterday. The high of yesterday, which was, let me just get it, that was at, why is it not showing? All right, there it is. 38,906. And we're right now at 38,817. Not that far away, but far enough at this particular point. Okay, now the other thing is, I had a very high reading in my Chapman Wave Trend Gauge, which suggests that overnight there should be a rally in the E-mini futures, no matter where we close today. That's the S&P E-mini futures, which should go into tomorrow morning. We'll see about that. Okay, so far, this is very good action. Now I want to go through this. The S&P has gone to a higher high above yesterday's high, gap down high. And it's up 89 at 52.47. That's a good sign. You can see the weekly chart. It's a work in progress. It had that low that went down almost to the 200-period moving average, and now it went halfway into the wick, the body, I should say, of 3 weeks ago. But this is a weekly chart, and so far it's being pushed to the upside, and that's good. This is really helping the monthly chart. I want to just show you something interesting. Look, here's the SPLV. This is the S&P Low Volatility Fund. It's a way better chart pattern. Look at that. You'd say, hey, what? This is just a little minor hiccup. This is not a correction or anything. Well, to me, that's very important, because it just gives you a perspective of what is inside the different indices. For instance, GE, which is not in the Dow anymore, had a good earnings, I guess, and it's up 5.86 at 184.22. Hasn't taken out that little high over there to make a new leg B. And it's kind of below the intraday high, so it's kind of a work in progress. It's there's still a lot. This is in the sweet spot of trouble coming up in the with tariffs, etc. So maybe that's why. But Triple M, which gave a very good outlook, has gone to the higher end of the gap up open today after good earnings. It's up 9 at 136.07. Still looks like a horrible chart, just in terms of the 9-period moving average, still way under the 14. Yes, the MACD is starting to turn up, and that's good, meaning the histogram's improving. Yes, the retro strength's improving. Unbalanced volume is very oversold. So this is going to be a work in progress, because there's the 200-period moving average of 131.76, and it hasn't been able to break sharply away and stay in the direction away from the 200-period moving average, either up or down. So this is a magnet line. If you look at the weekly chart, yeah, not bad, but last 2 weeks you've had the pink 9-period moving average saying, the technicals are starting to fail. All the other technicals are weak. So let's see what happens at the end of the day. There are probably others, but I just wanted to stick to these two because Triple M is in the Dow. The GE was one of the original Dow components, not the original from 1870s. No, sorry, 1880s, 90s, from the late 1800s. But certainly in 1930, in 1929 at the top, you had GE, you even had Honeywell coming in there. So, okay, let's see what Honeywell's doing. HON. Honeywell is in the Dow. And what is it doing? Oh, I haven't updated the charts. I usually have every single chart updated, but in the Dow, I must have lost it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just stuck in a range at 196, not going anywhere. Okay, now let me do this because this is important. I'm going to be looking at intraday stuff as much as I can and trying to put some information into the den. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't, but at least I try to put it in whenever I can. And I need to just update that. Questions came in. Okay, there we go. Okay, so look at this. The E-mini, I want you to go to the E-mini in the short term. There it is. The E-mini has just extended to a leg. It could be a brand new leg B or a G/B in the daily, but this says in the 10-minute chart, they were at leg B. Leg B suggests that you should keep going higher, because all the technicals are very, very good, and it's in a buy mode. So you're in leg B, you should be going higher. And this will be a G/B. I suspect it's going to be a B. And you've got, well, I shouldn't say that because this is it's a work in progress. It's a real struggle going on right now. I'm going to make that an A, an phantom A. That's going to be your B. Right there, that's going to be your C, that's going to be your D. So we've got in the 1-minute chart, we've got to a D. In the 5-minute chart, we've got to an alternate count. No, it won't be. It has to be either a G or a B. Yep, it's an alternate count. And in the 10-minute chart, it's leg B in the E-mini, and we'll see what happens a little later on. I want to get back to our charts. We'll be back in a moment. Dow's up 643, S&P's up 86. Basil Chapman, Tiger Ignition's out. Check out my opening call.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, so it's just so funny. I just received an email from our listener who called in about, who texted about Copen Core, and I said wearable tech. It sounds like everything's there. This is exactly what you'd be looking for. Trouble is, it's trading at 0.93, I think it was. That's under $1, and I said this is one of those where you go. The desire might be to buy, like 100,000 shares or something, and you can do that, but you've got to realize that it's at this low for a reason. But technically, it looked like the 9-period moving average was really close to turning up. It had made a leg B and was started a leg C. The MACD had turned up. The relative strength was turning up. So everything about it, and good eye. I mean, I said good eye. It looks like it's going to go higher. Well. I'd say 24% on the day is not bad. Up, it's at $1.15, up 22 cents. Great eye, and I have to give you a commendation for that. Yeah, everything about it except for that below $1 price was looking like this one should. The monthly chart is really horrible. It keeps rallying and it pulls back, and it kind of it's like a flat base restart. It keeps coming back to the same level. Then it rallies even sharper. Then it comes back and makes a lower low. So what happens is I'm not even looking at the monthly chart, but the weekly chart has improved. None of the technicals are positive, but they're all improving. The daily one says we can go right now to the 200-period moving average, which is at $1.20. I don't think I even mentioned it yesterday because it was so far away. It was at about 0.94. So great eye. Now it's now it's accelerating. I guess people are hearing about it. We've got a lot of listeners out there, and you always can tell when people are listening to something because it'll suddenly move up or down. And in this particular case, you're gonna have to commend Kevin for this, because he picked. I don't know how you picked it out. Because I have a streamer which gives me a list of stocks that are under $10, kind of that look like this. but I think usually it waits for an actual move to the upside. So this might show up in the next day or two. I have one that showed up yesterday. Did I mention it? STOK, Stoke Therapeutics. It was trading at $8.50. It closed at about $8.84 something. It's trading right now at $8.84, up 23 cents. Oh no, it closed lower than that. Now it's up 23 cents. This is usually when things show as they start the big move up. So I love what you did there. Just everything that you did. Not only that, you mentioned that it's a Massachusetts company. Well, that shouldn't be the reason for buying it, but it's in this whole technological area that does Chapman. That is, it has visuals, all the visual gear. That's really important. So congratulations. Now the next thing I want to look at. The question is. Okay. So there are a couple of questions that I've got here, and one that I thought I wrote down. I'm going to check to see if I wrote down. FBTC. FBTC is Fidelity Wise. If I can ever read these things. Origin. All right. Well, Wise, is that right? Am I reading that correctly? Anyway, it's doing very nicely. It's gapped up. It's had 2 gaps each day. Let me just do this, and then I'll get to the question. Peak. That is an A right there. A. B. It's in leg C. Just like Chapman, right? And it's up 3.54%, up 272 at 79.10. Let me just do a real quick A. B. All I'm doing is I'm alphabetizing sequentially each peak. D, E, F. And then it has it. I always put that 3 instead of an F. I'm missing the F. There it is. Okay. And then you have to go with down arrow because it went pink and closed under the 914 quite a few times. So let's do this. And I can say to you, yes. So this is, I would say, not in the same category in the sense that they are really different chart patterns, but you can see this pink 9-period moving average is very close to getting the momentum that would allow it to cross positive, but it hasn't done it yet. The daily has. So the daily is in a buy signal. I want to see where it closes today, but at 82% in the stochastic, I even have to say it's a buy mode. Therefore, I have to put an up arrow. Did I do that? Could I do that with Chapman? I don't think the stochastic was at the buy Chapman. Let me just go back. It's even higher now, 1.18. It at 1.19. Yeah, you see the stochastic here is only at 60%. On-balance volumes is rising, but it's still weak. And we haven't crossed the 9-period moving average in the daily yet, but it looks like it's going to. This is looking very good. So let me go back to... let me just, a couple of questions are coming in here as I'm busy. So let me do this. We were looking at FBTC. So have a look at this now. What I'm going to do is look at the chart closely. I want you to look at the chart closely so that I can get closer and say, Fidelity Wise Origin Bio what? Bio something. Bio. Look at that. Bitcoin. I thought with the BTC, it should be some kind of a Bitcoin. Okay, very good. I'm so pleased I checked that out. I had to open up the whole chart so that I could read the full title. Yeah. So let me just go through this. Look at Bitcoin. Very strong move up. 3,015 today at 19,555. And I said to subscribers, yep, I like what we've got. And we could have added back this morning. I wanted to do something else. I just wanted to see where things landed today because it's a really important session. I wanted to see how our positions worked out. I also wanted to see whether or not Bitcoin could sustain a move today, regardless of the dollar. Now, we finally are, since 2018, we've been long the dollar for a couple of reasons, but I decided I would rather be using, I don't care if this is the low or not, we've had it since 90.07. We got out at around about 98. And we actually got out almost at the top. It's UUP. the dollar bull, and we got out almost at the top, little bits, and we've just kept the core. And I said, we could use that money much better. So that's all. And not only that, it took out the left side low in the monthly charts. That just says to me, yep, it could rally, but it's kind of stuck. And my contention that from the first Trump administration, where he kept saying a weaker dollar, and he's getting the weaker dollar. Look, since 2025, since they double top, so he comes in January, and the week of the 17th, the dollar goes to 110.18. Then it has a little double top slightly lower down, peak C1, peak C2, and then it goes right through the 200-period moving average, right down here. I think that that's part of the theme, and that says any rally towards the 102 area, which will be big, but not big enough, says that it's probably going to start to fail again. And that's part of this whole thing. People don't realize, or they're not taking into account, that Trump is saying tariff, that actually the negotiation is absolutely the art of the deal. And I keep getting caught up in saying to myself, oh, God, 280%, whatever it is. No, it's part of a deal. And it's really affecting the market. But you got to remember, it's part of the deal. The dollar might be.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in a fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. We're back. So Bitcoin is doing extremely well. I had said that if it can break this trend line and hold above it, and the 9-period moving average can flip to positive, which it did yesterday, that says to me that we need the weekly chart to go just a little higher, because we've already surpassed this 87,500s that I was looking for. We're at 90,000, 4,400s. So the question was, no, it was a statement. Good morning, Basil. What is a good entry for FBTC for a leg D? It looks like a strong leg C. Oh, sorry. I didn't see that entry. I thought you were already in it. Okay, that's a little more difficult because it's already up to almost $3,000 on the Bitcoin itself. So your FBTC is like our IBIT, which we've been long for quite a while. We've taken nice profits. We've kept most of it. We've taken little bits off. And so that's the IBIT. You can see that's now in leg C, very much like the instrument that you have. You have the Fidelity one. BTC. There it is. Now I remember that. I is for the IBIT, and the is for the iShares, and the F is for Fidelity at 79.02 up 264. I'm going to suggest this because the target on the left side, I have two targets at this particular point. The high today is 79.22, and the high on the this is on in March the 6th was at 79.89, but the big one that you want, which is the whole thing that almost trying to fill the gap, which was on the 3rd of March, was 81.47. So start your entry. It's not ideal, but you already got two gaps. There could be a pullback, but I am looking at this as if to say, remember I spoke about this about over a week ago today, when I was interviewed by Jacob. I said, there's a chance that we're looking at the money flow from the dollar is looking for a home. It's got gold, but there's a chance that it could start to look also at Bitcoin as a really viable alternative. And that's kind of what I think we're seeing here, because look, it's over all the flurry of activity here. And if it can start to trade April, right? No, we still have time. We've got just over a week to go. I would prefer that it was April then March, April then May. But if we could actually start on a weekly basis to close once or twice in the very close or above to this high of the 3rd of March, which was 81.47, it's a long way to go. It's, 2-something point. No, it could do it. In leg D, I'd say, okay, start your engine right now. I would put my foot in the door, maybe a little bit more than my foot. Whatever position you would have taken, make it a little smaller than you would normally do. Have some ready, because if there was a pullback and it's still C, I'm not sure I want to just play the D, but I'm going to go with the Bitcoin as my call. BTC, the futures, which is only in leg B. BGTC, which is the one that we played years ago, GBTC. Yeah, is in leg C as well. And no, this is in leg C. They're all in leg C. So I'm going to say, start your engine, get in. It's a work in progress, but I'm looking at it and saying there's a chance that we're going to start to see the sell mode become a buy signal, and that buy signal in the daily will go to a buy mode at the time that the weekly goes to a buy signal. That's what you want, stair-step move, and then I can actually talk about a cup formation. Remember, we love to look at, you had arch formation, the dreaded H, took it out, went to more than 1-to-1 to the downside. Now you want the cup formation, and you want that pink 9-period moving average by the second week of May. So by the week of the 5th, going into the 9th, preferably that 9-period moving average has turned green. All right. Now, where's your support? Let's go to your FBTC. Where's your support? I can't give you a support in the gap, other than to say there was a little high that was made on the 24th of March at 77.56. That's 2 points. So 1.5 points. That's fine. Yeah, that's the one support. And the other support is the top of this candle from yesterday, which was 77.42 and 76.18 was the open. So you have got support, and the stochastic has got to 82%, and it gives you a lot of time for the on-balance volume to increase. So yeah, I start your engines. I would still consider a stop because nothing's at this particular point. There's absolutely no guarantee about sustained moves to the upside. Next question is, where are we going? We're going to go there. Okay. Let me see if I've got it in order here. Just yeah, Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla is today. The Tesla comes out. There was a question in my emails about Tesla. Okay, so 217.02 was the low in March. Then it rallies all the way to the 200-period moving average at around about 287. Comes back all the way, takes out the left side low in the H pattern, but closes above it at 214.24 early April. Has this big rally. Remember that Wednesday rally with all the stocks having that huge move up on the Trump suspending the tariffs for a while, and then it comes all the way back. Now, it hasn't taken out that low, so this is like a lowercase h that goes to a lowercase m, and so far, this move down is held. So let me make it as clear as I can. If Tesla by Friday, Thursday or Friday, is trading under 214, that means that 200-period moving average in the weekly chart, which it's touched so many times in the past few weeks, 5 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, is going to be a very strong resistance. If it's able somehow to rally, I would say that the arch formation can go to a second arch. This is a smaller one, and then there could be a third one, and that's the big test. If in the next 3 weeks, Tesla is trading above 265, it closes above 265 just once, it says it could tackle the left side high of that big move on the 9th of April, which is at 274. That's a lot of points. That's 40 points from here. But you never know. I mean, he always comes up with some kind of a surprise for the Tesla product itself. So let's see what happens. But in the meantime, where's it going? Right now, it's in a very negative stage. And the technicals are really not very positive. But it's in a negative stage in the sense that it has so much resistance to the upside that it's stuck in a range. But it's a big range. So as a trade, I mean, 235 to 265, I mean, that's great, right? So all I can say is that it's not giving me any information now other than it's held pretty well considering the intense selling pressure. And you know, the dealership here in Norwood just keeps getting, someone did $250,000 worth of damage in her frustration at Musk. That's not the way to do it. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment. Dow is up 710.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019. finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. And he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi, folks, so let's just go through the questions that came in. The next one was Mara. Will Mara fit into the same category as the others? It's in leg C at 13.37. This is, oh man, I used to have this notated all the way to that 80-something high. Okay, anyway, we're looking at 13.40 up $1.10 in leg A, B. Oh, this is in leg D already, so it's a little bit more mature, and it's not as great a chart pattern. It's always a little bit weaker than the others, but it's at 1336. You know, if you want to start a position here, it's just turned L. That means the 9-period moving average today. The day's young, it could change, but right now, I would say you could start a position. If you're in it already, you really want to see 14.10. You want to see the 14s retouched as it was earlier in March. It's not quite the same pattern. And I would just say 1253 is really 1253. I say 1282 to 1253 is very important support. Next one was CLSK. Well, that's nice. This is clean spark. I always look at this one, and it always fails. Peak A, peak B. It's in leg C. It almost looks like the Bitcoin in a way. It looks like Mara actually. I shouldn't tell you what Mara is. Mara is called Mara Holdings. I believe it's a Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And let's go back to CLSK. CLSK. This is clean spark. Yeah, I like this at 856. Does it show power? Well, it will show power if it can close. It has to clear all this rectangle, the resistance up to the 890 area. I want to see it in the 9s. It's at 857 up $1.11. 14%, that's a big move for the day. But look at the weekly, that's horrible. Look at the monthly. Ugh. So this is a work in progress, and you need to see the 7s, and I'd say by Friday. I usually say if it can touch that, that's okay. In this case, it can't touch it. It has to hold in the 7s, and then it started a new move where the right side is starting a buy mode in the daily, and that it's going to take a lot to help the weekly. Weekly has to get to 10 to even become interesting. Let's see. The next thing I need now is, can I go to this? Can I go to that? Yeah. Was Cipher, CIFR. Oh, I used to have this down. I don't think it's notated here anymore. Yeah, this is the same thing. A, B. Ooh, a little mini C at $2. What is this? Low price stock day? Yeah. whatever it is Cypher Mining. Oh, this is Cypher Mining. All right. Having a great day today. It's up 16%, up 38 cents at 2.71. This is just starting to move to the upside, and all the technicals are improving in the daily chart. Forget the weekly and monthly. They are just horrible charts, but this is improving. If it can close anywhere here above 268, and by tomorrow, if it can even, this is where I would say it just has to touch 2.83 in the next day or two. The high today is already 278, 283. And it says, you know what? That high that was made back on the 2nd of April of 265, that now becomes not a sport because you can go under it, but it becomes a magnet level where you want to have that as your base. And it has to keep pushing away from it. And definitely it mustn't go back under 243. Next question I had was, where did I write it down? SBSW. Now this one I also had all notated. I've probably lost that as well. No, I've got it all notated. It made a peak E at $4, about $4.65. Comes all the way down to $3 until, is it 18? Yeah, $3.18 on the 8th of April. And it's in a single leg to the upside. And this is, of course, I don't have it notated anymore, but I have it, notated what it is. This is Sabania still. Okay, you look at this chart while I go a little closer to the stand-up. Sabania, Stillwater Limited. Okay, this is part of the Stillwater crowd. Is that a silver mine? Because you do have silver in the Stillwater area. Okay, so it made a peak C1, C2, C3 up into 2022, February or so, comes tumbling down from the 20s, has a little bit of a problem and goes to the 3s. This is nice. So this is a single leg A to the upside. You don't want this to become a Chapman wave Eiffel Tower single leg failure pattern. So in this case, it has to hold. It's at 506 right now. If it pulls back, it can pull back into one gap, but if it closes under 450, and these things move really quickly, if it closes under 450, be careful it doesn't give everything back. But I think it's doing very nicely, and I wouldn't be surprised if you've just told me, am I in the wrong den right now? Yeah, let me go there. Stillwater. Okay. Please take a look at SBSW. I've been nursing a long position and trading around my position to recoup some of the embedded declines. Time to hedge here or let it run a bit more, in your opinion. Thanks. Okay, so let me just do this. GDX is the next question. I'll have to get to GDX. Okay, so I love what's going on in this particular pattern because the stochastic's flat at 92%. I don't think this is going to give it all back. Now, I shouldn't say it's not going to. I'm going to say I don't think. Think is a different thing altogether. It's in a leg B in the weekly chart. This leg B by Friday. Now this is one of those cases where it doesn't have to close, but it needs to get above the high that was made right there on the week of the 11th, week of the 1st of November, high of 529. Today's high is 511. Not bad. Yesterday's high was 524. So if this goes 1 penny above that leg, that peak A, well, I can't call it a peak because the day's young. It could still pop there today. But if it becomes a peak A, that's a very encouraging sign because that says it's B. And this is now saying, most important, not how high it's going to go. It's saying the whole 463 to 450 area should be very strong support. That's what you want to hear. And so your question is, time to hedge, or I'm going to say let it run a bit. It's proven itself. This market's just been disastrous for the last week or so, and this has been like a star going from the 318 area to the 5, whatever it was, 511, 514 or something yesterday. That is absolutely fabulous action. So I'm going to say let it run. Let it run. GDX question. GDX. The GDX is trading. So this is is this the same chart? Are we looking at the same thing? And was that a silver stock? I don't have time to have a look right now. But just give me a yes or a no, PG. Okay, the parameters. But this looks like the GDX right now. Look, GDX went to leg A, pulled back, just like this other one, Stillwater did, and then it popped up, and now it's gone to an F/B. So you see, that's what you want to see. You want to have higher highs. It doesn't tell you how high each high is, but just higher highs is important. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Tiger Editions Hour. Very exciting day. Dow's up 755. Yesterday was down, 900 something? Anyway, S&P's up 97. I'll be right back.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs? Trade wars? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, so I was asked about Wix.com Limited, trading at 151.40, now 461, up 3.17%. So this dreaded H pattern so far is successful, really a rectangle formation, a nice move up. But you see how all the others have gone to a higher high than yesterday's high. This one's not doing that. So the question is it starting to rejecting the dreaded H? Yeah, it is so far. But I would say that the 200-period moving average of 145.56 is really a magnet. You want to see, I would get interested in this if it means you've got to give up about 8 points or so, but I much prefer buying a higher high than a lower low. So if this can get to, in the next, today's Tuesday, by Thursday at 2:15, 2:30, if it's trading anywhere around 1 157.80 to 158.60. Let's look at it again. That's when on Friday we'll look at it again, because that's what I would need to see for it to say I'm pushing away from the 200 period moving average. IWM is starting to percolate. Someone said, no, it's really not, and I don't think IWM is the Russell 2000 will lead any breakout. We're going to have the Microsofts, etc., really participating well for us to have a bull market again. But you have sector rotation where you can get individual areas and individual stocks. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to do for subscribers to my opening call. Just find those niches that are independent of everything else, are able to go against the grain, just like we were looking at, what was it a moment ago, that was going up when the market was going down. So just to sum up real quickly, gold, yes, it's pulled back from the high of the day. It's getting, for 3 days, 4 days, it's been looking overbought. It will have a very sharp pullback at some point, and that'll be the clue to say, okay, now I'm tired. But what if silver, which is holding and improving slightly, actually takes over? That'll be a really important thing. I would love to see silver trade not at 33.10, but at 34.30 by Monday, Monday or Tuesday of next week, by the end of April. Have a wonderful day. Should be a nice day today. The 10-minute